My name is Merrill, CEO of Mark Research. I'm a 35-plus year veteran of the research and insights community and the host of our podcast, On the Mark. Welcome to another Merrillism segment. Today's segment is Observation is the Key. Like most, today's Merrillism will start with a story that will take us all the way back to 2014. Yes, 8 years ago. Back in 2014, I was asked to be the keynote presenter at the QRCA annual conference in San Diego. I was honored to be asked and accepted that invitation. Within minutes of being on stage, I made a reference to my background and experience and mentioned that I started in the research industry as an interviewer. In fact, I was so old that I started in the industry by conducting door-to-door interviewing, which was true. And I think I probably said I interviewed like 3 species of T-Rexes. That's how old I am. But I did start and do door-to-door interviewing way back in the 80s. I noticed lots of head nodding that they started as an interviewer as well. And a few, actually, close to the stage, actually yelled out, "I did door-to-door interviewing as well," in their sweet voice. It appeared that most of the people in the audience were very close to my age. For some reason, I asked if everyone who was under 35 could stand up. And much to my surprise, 4 people out of an audience of over 250, 300 at least stood up. I don't know why I asked that question, but I did. I was in shock. Clearly, this was an observation that if it was truly real, it had to change. Somehow, some way, QRCA had to fix this issue or the association would truly be in trouble. For most of the listeners who have seen me on stage know that I ad-lib a ton. I usually don't have a script. And this day was no different. This situation was at its best because in the middle of the speech, I called out the fact that based on my observation, this had to change. And I actually challenged the leadership of QRCA to fix it. And right after that, I quickly volunteered probably 20 seconds later to help them by setting up a grant program. The story I just told was all unscripted and now, years later, is still going strong. It's YPG, or the Young Professionals Grant. It's a program that started with an observation that I was on stage and noticed that everybody in there was just kind of close to my age, which means they were kind of older and more experienced. Monica from Z Research Services and the leadership at QRCA was very instrumental in making this idea and observation happen, and they carried the torch. 8 years later, we've had over 115 people benefit from the program. And usually every year we have 10 or 15 who apply and get granted out of 100 people to go to the annual conference. Last month, the QRCA had their annual conference again, back in San Diego. And 8 years later, I was invited back to the stage where it all started. This time, no huge presentation, just a few minutes to thank the partners of the program, which are Schlesinger Associates, Focus Forward, and Mark Research. I wanted to thank the QRCA board and all the winners of the grant, and especially Monica for really making this happen over the years. It was an amazing feeling to have young professionals, in most cases, total strangers, like Sebastian and Teresa and Frankie, who just come up to me and say that the program changed their life, and thank you so much for springboarding their career to the next level. Oh, what a feeling it was. It truly was, and I was honored to have made that observation 8 years ago. Thanks for listening to today's Merrillism. An observation is the key. Good things and sometimes great things can happen when you make an observation. I hope you agree, and next time you observe something interesting or meaningful, it helps your business or personal life. My name is Merrill. Stay well, be safe, and please stay in touch.